Hey children, how are you? Hope so everyone are fine and fit. Enjoying the videos? Watching the videos? Are you preparing for the FA4 test? And okay, very good. And many parents and children are asking for the PDF. We are not giving any PDF. Each and every teacher is explaining you with the points. Watch the videos, note down the points and write it in the rough notebook. Any question asked, you must be able to tell. Children, today we are missing you a lot. Why you know? Today we are going to celebrate the founder's birthday. Okay, who is the founder you know? The founder of this school, that is Mother Teresa of Saint Rose of Lima. Okay, we are celebrating 163rd 163rd birthday of our foundress. You have seen the photos or the pictures in the school. Do you like to know something about her? Okay, I will tell a bit of Mother Teresa. She is born on 29th January 1858. Okay, our foundress, that is Mother Teresa of Saint Rose of Lima, she is born on 29th January 1858. And which is the place? It is the Georgetown, Madras. Where does Madras come? It in India. Now her father name is Peter de Lima. Mother name is Mary de Lima. It is a short description about Mother Teresa. Her name, how she got that Mother Teresa name. Earlier, her name was Grace. Okay, in Christians, after the baptism, the name changes. So, before she could get that name, her name was Grace. She was a prayerful and she was God-fearing girl. And she had her schooling at an Anglo-Indian school run by the Presentation nuns at Georgetown. Now, after completing the school mistress test, she joined the staff of St. Xavier's Free School at Georgetown. In 1879, Grace took charge of St. Joseph's School, LFA, it is in Kerala, as the headmistress. Okay, this is a short biography of Grace. And she embraced Carmelite spiritually. Okay, and on 25th of May 1885, she made her religious profession as a Carmelite tertiary at St. Joseph's Convent, LFA. And on 24th April 1887, she founded the Third Order of Our Lady of Mount Carmel, known today as the Carmelite Sisters of Saint Teresa. In short, we call CSST. You might have seen in the school CSST, and also the photo you have in your diary. You can open your diary and you can see it. So on 9th May 1887, Mother Teresa founded St. Teresa's English Medium School for Girls. And even sister has wished you, she has sent a video. Please, to know more about your foundress, please watch the video. Okay. Now, this is a short biography of our foundress. So I wish everybody happy Founders Day. Okay? Be healthy, study well. Now coming to the lesson, I am going to draw. Before I could go to the new lesson, I shall draw few pictures. Please name them. Okay? You see few pictures here. Yes. What is this? You have already learnt in the lower classes. Sun. What is this? Moon. What is this? Stars. And what is this? Tree. So what are these? These are God's creation. What are these? Can man create a sun? Can he create a moon? He can do artificially, but not naturally. So what are these? These are God's creation. What are these? These are the God's creation. Now can you tell me, where does the rain come from? All will tell, miss sky miss. Isn't it? Huh? So where does rain come from? Of course sky. But in sky, what do you see? What do you see? What are these? Huh? You see the clouds. It is not the sky, it is the clouds that brings rain. Okay, how these clouds are formed? You know, on the earth, God has created the seas, the ocean, and due to the heat of the sun, the earth, water evaporates, it reaches to the sky, and after reaching to the sky, condensation take place. After that, the clouds are formed, and again they come back to the earth in the form of rain. Okay? Now, you might have been traveling to so many historical places, isn't it? You might have seen the hills, the mountains, isn't it? So, you know what lesson we are going to learn today? We are going to the lesson number 9. We have come to the lesson number 9. What is the date today, children? It is 29. What subject do I teach? EVS. Who can tell me the full form of EVS? Environmental Studies. So what is the lesson number? 9. What is the name of the lesson? Journey of the Cloud. Journey means what? Can you tell me what do you mean by journey? Going, traveling from one place to the another place. You like traveling? You like to see sightseeing so many places like Hyderabad, you see beautiful places, Karnataka, Bangalore. There are so many, Bijapur, historical places you might have traveled. That is, journey means traveling from one place to the another place. Now you are traveling by bus, by train, by four-wheeler, etc. But who is traveling here? Whose journey is here? It is the journey of this cloud. What is this? This is the cloud. So please take out your EVS textbook. Page number 210. page number 210. So, keep your finger over there, have the pencil in your hand. What is a conversation of the cloud? See the first one, this picture, the first one, can you see here? This. Okay? Hey child, I am a cloud. I am far above the earth. It is very beautiful to see the earth from this height. So what is this? The cloud is asking to the child. The cloud is far away from the earth. From very great height, the cloud can see so many things on the earth. Beautiful creatures on the earth. So, where it has come, can you see what is this? This is the seashore. What is this, children? The first journey of the cloud. Can you see the seashore? Spell the word seashore. The first place the cloud visited is seashore. Sea means there is water. But what is this shore? Shore is what? Wherever the seas joins the land is known as seashore. So how is it? The place is very cool. You get beautiful fresh air. And you see so many trees are grown like coconut trees. And you see the water waves striking. You like to play in the water, isn't it? So the waves striking the shore create foam. Foam means what? F-O-A-M. Foam means what? It is nothing but a mass containing the small bubbles. Near the seashore, you might have visited with your parents. You might have played over there. You feel like playing, sitting, watching the waves of the water. So like that, even the cloud traveled first to the seashore. And it is describing about the seashore. How are the seashore? It is very cool. The waves are striking the shore, create foam, and floating on the wind. What happens? See here. First, where it visited? Hey seashore, how cool it is. Row of coconut palms, the waves striking the shore create foam. Floating on the wind, I have risen a little high. So see page number 211. So which place it has visited now? We are going to see. So first I will read it, then I will explain to you. Hey, where have I come to? Oh, how hot it is. There are heaps of sand everywhere. Strong wind is blowing. No trees are seen. Child, now I am in desert. So can you see this? The second place, the cloud traveled where? It is the first is seashore. The second one is desert. All have seen desert? Did you go to that place? Did you make an attempt to see that place? The desert is a very large and dry area with heaps of sand. Can you see in this picture? You see heaps of sand. Everywhere what do you see? The sand. In some of the songs in the TVs, you might have seen shooting taken place. The songs, how the people take the shooting here, you might have seen. Dancing, jumping, walking about in this sand. So how are the winds blowing here? They are very strong winds. And how is the temperature? it is very hot. We experience the hot temperature in Kalaburgi too, isn't it? So, the way we experience the hotness, you feel suffocated, you feel tired, sweating, you sit under the AC or fan, etc. In the same manner, here the desert region, the temperature is very hot. Now, do you find any trees here? No trees. Okay. And how is the rainfall here in the desert region? It is scanty. Scanty means less rainfall, or sometimes no rainfall too. Now, do you have desert region in India? Did you hear the name Rajasthan? Yes, Rajasthan. Where does it come? To the west of India. Where does it come? To the west of India. Previous class you have learned. This is north, south, west, east. So west almost to this part of it. Okay. So which is the famous desert? Thar Desert. Which is the famous desert here? Thar Desert. Thar Desert is to which part of India? To the west, almost northwest. Okay, this is north. Here Rajasthan, and this part is west, almost to the northwest part of India. Okay, Thar Desert is on the west of India. So have you understood the desert? So which are the places the cloud visited, flying? First, it has come to the seashore. Second, desert. Now next, where it travels, we are going to see in the next part. See the next part. By floating, I have risen up. Oh, how broad and flat it is. It is very fertile as the flowing rivers. Bring fertile soil with them. This is a plain. It is very green. It is very suitable for agriculture. Oh, wind is blowing fast. So where it landed, the third part of it, you see the third is plains. Which region it has come? It has come to the region plains. Okay. Now this is the picture. By floating, cloud has risen up and landed where? Landed to the broad. Can you see in this picture? It is broad and flat. Okay. And how is the soil? Soil is fertile. Spell the word fertile. F-E-R-T-I-L-E. Fertile means what? A soft soil. Now you see, in the northern part of India, we have big rivers like River Ganga, River Brahmaputra, and we have in Karnataka towards the west so many rivers are there, towards the east so many rivers. You are going to learn in the next chapter. But these rivers, as they flow, what do they carry? They carry the soil. Now rainwater, you see, when the rain comes, it is pure. But when it reaches down to the earth, it gets mixed up with the mud and the water becomes dirty. That means the water is carrying the soil. So as the water is carrying the soil, it will deposit here and there. And the soil becomes very fertile. You can see that fertile in the plains, fertile soil in the plains. You know that this is the picture of the plain. And the soil which is deposited by the river, what do they call, you know? They are called alluvial soil. What are they called? Alluvial Alluvial soil. Spell the word alluvial. A-L-L-U-V-I-A-L. S-O-I-L, soil. So what is alluvial soil? The soil that is deposited by the rivers is known as alluvial soil. So where do you find this alluvial soil? In the plain region. You can see this region is very plain, and you see it is very green, and it is suitable for the agriculture. Agriculture means what? Growing the crops, growing the plants. The vegetables grows, the crops grows. Understood? What is the importance of the soil? First is, it helps the plants to grow. The first point is, it helps the plants to grow. All these are important. You have to listen to the video with the help of the textbook. And secondly, it is used for what? It is used to build houses. And next, it is used to make bricks. The third point is, it is used to make bricks. And soil, the fourth point, soil gives shelter to the insects and to the animals. Okay, soil gives shelter to the insects and animals. Animals you take for example, can you tell me one example? Rabbit. Where does rabbit live? It lives in the burrows, isn't it? That is one example. Give me one example of insects. Ants, snake. Okay, snake is an animal. It lives inside the soil. Whereas ants, earthworm. Okay, so all these are the shelter for the insects and the animals. So what is the importance of the soil? It helps the plants to grow. It is used to build houses. It is used to make bricks. You construct the house. The bricks are brought to build the house. How? They are made with the help of the soil. Then soil gives shelter to the insects and animals. See the cloud. The cloud is traveling. At the same time, it is describing of each region. First, it visited the seashore. Second, desert. Third is the plain. Now, shall we see the next part? Okay, see the page number 212. I am floating higher and higher. The place where I am now is called a plateau. This region is broad and even. It is a little bit above the sea level. Okay, children. So this cloud, where it has come to the next region, it has come to the plateau. Can you see this picture, plateau? This is the plateau. Spell the word plateau. The fourth region is plateau. P-L-A-T-A-T-E-A-U. Okay, the cloud reached to the floating higher, higher. How it is floating? Due to the wind. The wind is increasing, isn't it? So it went to the higher, higher. Now it is in the which region? Plateau. This is the plateau. So what is this plateau? See this picture and tell me. A plateau is a level land. You can see sloping edges. This is known as plateau. Okay. You might have seen in the movies when villain or hero fights, they come to the edge of the plateau. They like to throw the man or the vehicle. You might have seen, isn't it? So what is a plateau? A leveled land with what edges? With sloping edges is known as plateau. Now how is this plateau? This region is again broad. Can you see in this? It is broad and it is a bit above the sea level. Above the sea level, it is a bit high. And you know which are our neighboring countries to the north? Nepal, China, again Tibet. Okay. So Tibet, what is Tibet called? It is called the roof of the world. The plateau of Tibet, the plateau of Tibet, T-I-B-E-T, Tibet is known as roof of the world. They may ask you in the general knowledge. Okay? You have to read all these things. All these are the important things you have to note it down. You won't get any PDF and all. Okay children, watch nicely. Now, where does it travel slowly? See to the next part. Oh, I have risen very high. See the mountain range. It is nearly 600 meters high. Child, see the river flowing down the hill? Look down. The flowing river joins a valley. How small it looks. Okay? So, the water which is flowing from the, so the cloud is risen from where? From very high to see the mountain region. And it is how many meters high? 600 meters high. How much is meters high? We are hardly 4 feet or 5 feet, at the most 6. Okay. But this mountain range is how many meters high? 600 meters high. The river flowing down the high. Now you can see the rivers flowing. What happens? The flowing rivers, they join the valleys. Okay. They are the hills. Okay. Now see here, the narrow line. So what is a valley? Flying, the cloud, flyingly, which region it has reached? To the valley. So what is valley? Spell the word valley. V-A-L-L-E-Y, valley. Okay children? So what is valley? The narrow land between two hills. Can you see? To the right also there is a hill. To the left also there is a hill. In between what do you see? You see a narrow land. It is not broad. It is a narrow. Okay. Narrow line. And what type of shape? Can you tell me what type of shape it is? V. Very good. It can be V shape or it can be U shape. Okay. Now do you have valley in your country? Where is it? Kashmir. To the north. Okay. Kashmir is a valley region to the north. There are so many valleys, but you try to find out the important points I am telling you. Is that fine, children? So, the fifth place, which is the fifth place the cloud visited, it is the valley. What is a valley? It is a land between two what? Hills, mountains. Between two hills. Okay. So this valley can be of V shape or U shape. So which is the valley to the north of India? It is the Kashmir. Okay, children. Now next we will see where does it float and reaches which region. 5 regions are over. One is seashore, desert, plains, plateau, valley. The next is the 6th region. See the cloud. How beautiful, no? So many places it has visited. Now next you see page number 213. Oh, here is a waterfall also. A waterfall forms when the water falls from the top of the hill to great depth. Oh, look here. What a beautiful scene. Tell me the name of the waterfall that you know. So what is this, children? The 6th place. The cloud came to the which place? 6th place. What is this? Waterfall. This is the waterfall. Have you seen waterfall, children? So what is a waterfall? It falls from the top of the hill from a great depth. Okay. Then can you name some of the waterfalls? Very good. One is Jog Falls. So what is this, children? Waterfalls. Can you name me some waterfalls in Karnataka? One is Jog Falls. Can you tell me where does it come? Shimoga. Which district? Shimoga. Anything else? Gokak Falls. Where does it come? Where? Gokarna. Yes, near Karwar. Okay. Then Shivana Samudram. Did you hear the name Shivana Samudram? Where does it come? Where does it come? Near which dam? KRS dam. That is Krishna Rajasagara dam. Okay. Okay. Now let us see the cloud after completing this. Where does it come? See the next. Oh, how strong is the wind. I am now rising up again from hills, valleys and waterfalls. Alas, the blow of the wind is increasing. Oh God, I am near a mountain. What are you thinking? Do you want to know what a mountain is? That is a very high hill. It is more than 1,000 meters above the sea level. At some places, it is covered with the snow. So, at last, where are the mountain? Where did the cloud reach at last? The next place is mountain. Before waterfall, which are the places the cloud has visited? The hills and also the valleys. And now next comes what? Mountain. Spell the word mountain. M-O-U-N-T-A-I-N. Okay. So, mountain, how far it is from the sea level? It is mostly 1000 kilometers high. Can you see a mountain? So the cloud is near a mountain. Mountain is very high. It is more than 1000 meter away from above the sea level. Now what do you see here in this mountain region? The Himalayan mountain. Where does it come, Himalayan mountain? To the northern part of India. I'll show you. And some mountain is covered with the snow. Okay. And you know that the Himalayan mountain range, how many kilometers long it is? It is 2400 kilometers long. What is that? Mountain range. That is Himalayan mountain range. You can see in this picture the mountain range. Some mountains are covered with the snow. Okay. And there are so many mountains. They are famous all over the world in the north of our country. So can you tell me which is that famous, world famous Himalayan mountain, or in other words it is the highest peak in India? Who can tell me? Kanchenjunga. Okay. You know Kanchenjunga. Spell the word Kanchenjunga. Kanchenjunga. This is the highest peak. Okay. That is Kanchenjunga. You know how many meters high it is? 8,586 meters high. Okay. 8,586 meters high. And there is another highest peak in Ladakh. Can you tell me? That is K2. What it is? K2. Another, it comes in Ladakh. Ladakh. You know how many meters high? It is 8,611 meters high. 8,611 meters. Now, this is in the north of India. In Karnataka, can you tell me which is the highest peak? Mullayanagiri. Did you hear this name? Mullayanagiri. Okay, it is in Karnataka. It is the highest peak. Can you tell me where does it come? It comes in Chikmagalur. If you get the time, go with your parents. You see there flying clouds. Everywhere you see flying birds. But if you visit this mountainous region, you will watch even the flying clouds. It is very beautiful spot. Whenever you have the time, you try to visit. Okay? Okay, children. Next picnic, we'll go there. Okay? Now, this Mullayanagiri, you know what is the height of it? It is about 1,952 meters high from the sea level. Okay? Now, you have learnt about the valleys, the hills. Now, can you tell me? See the next picture here. page number 214. What does it tell about the mountains and the hills? So many places it has visited. Can you tell me the first one? First one is seashore. Second is desert. The third one is plains. The fourth one is plateau. Then next, plateau, hills, valleys, then waterfalls, and the last one is mountain. Okay, what are these? These are the features on the earth. These are some of the features on the beautiful features on the earth. So please see page number 214. The cloud, where it has come? The mountain covered with the snow, which is famous all over the world, is to the north of our country. We have seen both in the world and also in Karnataka, and you have already named it. That is Kanchanjunga, and it is the highest peak in the world. After that, K2 in Ladakh, that is another highest peak, and in Karnataka it is Mullayanagiri. Okay, try to visit these places. Now you already know about hills and mountains. Now you have to write the difference between hills and mountains. So before you could go to the difference between hills and mountains, you can make, I told you, some mountains are covered with the clouds. You can prepare this a small model. Okay children? Can you prepare the small model of the mountain which is covered with the snow? This is one chart I am showing you. You can, no need to make a very big, you can make a A4 size. Is that clear? Okay. Can you see? Okay. This you can do the activity like in A4 size. Always you do mountain, but this time you do the mountains covered with the help of the snow. What is used here? Cotton is used. You have cotton in the house, you can make use of it. Okay children, this is the activity you have to do. Now what is the cloud doing here? It is asking the difference between the hills and the mountains. You have understood what are the hills and what are the mountains. So we will see what is the difference between hills and mountains. So what is the first point? Hills are raised area of a land. What are hills? Hills are raised area of land. Whereas mountains are very high hills. You can see in the picture. Already I have shown you the hills and the mountains. Can you see the mountains are raised, whereas the hills are what? They are the raised area of the land. This is the difference, first one. The second point, They are how many meters high? Hills are, they are 600 meters high from the above the sea level. Whereas mountains, they are more than 1000 meters high. Okay, their hills are 600 meters high, whereas mountains are more than 1000 meters high. Now, the third point is they are steep. Steep, you know? What do you mean by steep? You see in the edges, you see the shape, steep shape. Okay? You can see in this plateau region, children, edges you see, they are steep. Steep means what? Slopey. They are slopey. Okay? They are steep, but whereas mountains, they are more steeper. More steeper than the hills. They are more steeper than the hills. Then the fourth point is, so whenever there is sand in front of the house, what you do? You try to construct a small hill like, isn't it? So the hills are, they are made by man. Can mountains be made by man? They do not, isn't it? Okay, so what is the difference between hills and mountains? Hills are raised area of the land, whereas mountains are very high hills. And their hills are 600 meters high, whereas mountains are more than 1000 meters high. And hills are steep. Steep means they have slopy edges. You have learnt in English the degree of comparison. Big, bigger, biggest, small, smaller, smallest. In the same manner, steep is the positive, whereas steeper is superlative or comparative? Comparative. Very good. So they are more steeper than the hills. They are more steeper than the hills. Now these hills are made by man, whereas they cannot be made by man. So this is the difference between the hills and mountains. Now what happened to the cloud? It is getting very cold as the wind rises up. So the water vapor that I carry is turned into what? It has turned into water drops. Oh, now I will fall as rain, run home before getting wet. So this is the journey of the cloud. So you have heard the journey of the cloud. So which are the places it has visited? Seashore, desert, plains, plateau, hills, valleys, waterfalls, and the mountains. So all these are the beautiful features of the earth. So whenever you have the time, try to visit these beautiful features. Okay, why? Because some may be around your surrounding. For example, you go to the historical temple like Tirupati, many have visited. So where it is constructed? Hill or mountain? Hill. It is top of the hill. You have to climb so many ways, like 7 ways to reach that top of the hill. Then how are the edges? They are little bit steep, isn't it? Okay. Now, next, you know that all living beings on the earth, that is human beings, animals, birds, insects and varieties of plants are living in different places of the earth. That you know very well. Now what is essential for all these things? We need air, water and soil. This plays a very important role. So shall we learn about air? Shall we? So what is air? Can you see air, children? We are going to learn about the air, which is very essential for the all living beings on the earth. Previous class you have learnt air is helpful for breathing. Okay, for few minutes you catch your nose and close your mouth. Are you able to breathe? No. Air is very essential for breathing. There are so many properties. Air has space. Air occupies space. Air is used for burning. Okay, like air has weight. Air occupies space. What are these? All these are the properties of the air. When you go to the higher classes, you will learn detail with the experiment. Now in your lesson, they have given only what it is given. Only the pollution of the air is given. And what are the diseases caused by it? What is air pollution? You know that. Do you like dirty air to breathe? We need clean and fresh air to breathe. Isn't it? So, observe this picture which is given on page number 215. What is this? This is the air pollution. What is this? This is the air pollution. Spell the word pollution. Pollution. Pollution means what? The air which becomes dirty. How the air becomes dirty? Because of the there are so many things that enters into the air. What are those? The smoke of the factories. Okay. Again, what else? The smoke of the vehicles. In the cities you see. When you go to the city, you just imagine how the smoke of the vehicles come out of it. Okay. Smoke of the factories and vehicles. What happens? They enter into the air. And what is present in that smoke? All the poisonous gases are present. Isn't it? So, like that, the air becomes dirty. Hence, it is known as air pollution. Due to air pollution, which are the diseases caused? Can you tell me? Breathing problem. What is that called? Asthma. What is that? Asthma. Next, what is the other disease? Tuberculosis. Have you heard about tuberculosis? You say TB now, shorter. It is nothing but tuberculosis. Again, what else? Cough, difficulty in breathing. One is cough, difficulty in breathing. Again, what else? If it affects to the lungs, what happens? You get lungs cancer too. Understood? If it affects to the lungs, you get lung cancer. This is all about the air. You know that air, water and soil, these are very, very important for all the living beings on the earth. So, can you see air? But you can feel the air. How do you feel the air? When the wind blows. So do you breathe the dirty air or the fresh air? The fresh air. So all have understood about the air pollution. What is air pollution? The smoke of the factories or the vehicles, when enters into the air becomes dirty. Dirty in the sense the poisonous gases enter into the air and the air becomes dirty, hence it is known as air pollution. Okay, so you have understood what is air pollution and air is very essential for all the living beings on the earth. No single living being can live without the air. You might have seen the old people, if they have breathing problem, what is replaced there? What is replaced? Oxygen, isn't it? Okay. Now, which are the diseases caused due to the air pollution? Asthma, tuberculosis, cough, difficulty in breathing and lung cancer. Okay, I will stop till here and now I am going to ask you a few questions. Okay, so who can tell me what is a valley? What is a valley? Who can tell? Valley is nothing but what? It is covered with the two hills and it is a narrow, isn't it? Name some features on the earth. Name some beautiful features on the earth. Seashore, desert, plains, plateau, hills, valleys, waterfalls, mountains. Understood? Now can you name 3 famous waterfalls of our state? Very good. Jog Falls, Gokak Falls and Shivana Samudra. Okay. Now, what is the narrow land found between 2 mountains called? Very good. What it is called? Valley. Okay. Now, at least 2 points. Who can tell me the difference between the hills and the mountains? Hills are 600 meters high above the sea level, whereas mountains are more than 1000. And these hills are raised area of the land, whereas the mountains are very high hills. Okay. Now, which is the highest peak in the world? Desert. What is a desert? It is a very large and dry area. So, do you find a hot temperature? No, it is very hot temperature, scanty rainfall, no trees and strong winds, isn't it? Do you, which is the desert found to the west of India? It is the Thar Desert. Okay. Now, you have understood about the journey of the cloud, isn't it? So many journey and have asked you to prepare this activity. This is what? Mountain region covered with the snow. Will you do the activity, children? Understood the lesson? Okay. And sorry, children, the highest peak of the world is Mount Everest. Okay. So this completes your one part of the journey of the cloud. So where is air? Air is everywhere. So which are the diseases caused with the air pollution? Asthma, lung cancer, activity in breathing, cough, again tuberculosis. Okay. So this completes part 1 of Journey of the Cloud. Watch the videos properly, have the textbook, underline the new spellings and study well, children. Be prepared for FA4 test. Thank you. Bye. See you.